What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I want to do some quick Atlanta Falcons news, and then I also want to talk about wide receiver Calvin Ridley. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. If you would like to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys continuing to share out my content, commenting, liking, sharing. I really appreciate you guys. We are on the road to 1K, 1,000 subscribers, and we're almost there. We need about 200 and about 70 more subscribers, and we'll be at our goal of 1,000. But I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So as I was stating, quick Atlanta Falcons news. If you haven't heard already, Steven Means, defensive end for our Atlanta Falcons, actually is nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award for our team. They say he's done a lot of work off the field in the Atlanta Falcons community or an Atlanta community. They say he's a great teammate. He's one of those guys that have been doing a lot of things as far as social justice and things of that nature. So shout out to Steven Means for being nominated for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. I hope he wins it. Not only is he a good person, from what I hear from Jeff Albrecht, he had his media session today. He talked about Steven Means being one of the best players he's ever coached, one of the best people that he's ever coached. So shout out to Steven Means for that. But not only is he a great person on off the field from what people are saying and what his teammates are saying, but he also has raised his game this season. I'm really proud of Steven Means and what he's done so far this season. Last Sunday against the Saints, he recorded 2 sacks. And since Takk McKinley has been released from the Falcons, Steven Means has really stepped up. Him, Jacob Tuioti Mariner is another guy that has really stepped up. Those guys are playing that defensive end position in the absence of Takk McKinley, being that he was let go by the Falcons, and all of those guys had to basically take on bigger roles. So shout out to Steven Means for not only being a great person, being a great teammate, but also a player that plays with a very high motor. He's not the most talented guy athletically, but he's a guy that's a grinder. He's one of those guys that's getting it out the mud, a hard worker, definitely somebody they say works at his craft. And shout out to Steven Means, man, for not only the nomination for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, but also being one of those grinders on the team, one of those guys that really stepped up. Being that Takk McKinley didn't step up this year, he definitely has been one of those guys that was supposed to be mainly a rotational pass rusher, and he has become the starter, and he's played a lot of snaps, but he's been a guy that has played very well as a role player on this team. So shout out to Steven Means. Also, some quick news. It's been a lot of rumors about new head coaches that may be, being interviewed by the Falcons. Eric Bieniemy's name is out there. Arthur Smith, 2 guys that I really think that the Atlanta Falcons should look at. A couple of GMs that are out there. Louis Riddick is a name that's a hot name that's out there. And a couple of other guys that they're actually throwing in there. It's a lot of African American candidates that are, being rumored that may be interviewed not only for the GM position, but the head coach position. So shout out to Arthur Blank. Shout out to the front office. I definitely think after this season, they're going to wipe, all of the coaches out. They're going to get rid of this coaching staff and bring in some new blood. But shout out to Arthur Blank and those guys, Rich McKay. I hope those guys make the right decisions moving forward for this team. But with that being said, I also wanted to break down and talk about Calvin Ridley in this video. Calvin Ridley is actually having one of his best years, actually his best year of his career. I believe this is Calvin Ridley's third season in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. He talked about coming into the season that he wanted to be an all-pro wide receiver, that he wanted to eclipse 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. And shout out to him, man. He's 95 yards away from eclipsing 1,000 yards this season. He is currently leading the Atlanta Falcons in receiving yards. And he's done a great job this year stepping up in the absence of Julio Jones, who has missed a number of games this season due to injury. And Calvin Ridley has really been the man on his team this year. So he's leading the team also in receiving touchdowns with, I believe, 7 touchdowns and 905 receiving yards. So he's 95 yards away from his goal of eclipsing 1,000 for the first time in his career. I'm really proud of him. He has had some minor injuries this year, but hopefully, knock on wood, that he doesn't have any setbacks for the last 4 games this season. And he should easily eclipse that 1,000-yard mark with 4 games remaining on the schedule. He definitely should be able to eclipse that 1,000 yards receiving. He may even eclipse that this week, facing the LA Chargers. He did have over 100 yards receiving against the Saints last week. He did a good job. Those guys couldn't cover him. He gave Lattimore fits last week. He was clutching, grabbing, holding, trying to do anything he could to keep up with Calvin Ridley. But Calvin Ridley is one of those guys that's going to be a superstar in this league. And I do think that he possibly will be our number 1 receiver. Once Julio Jones leaves, I definitely could see Calvin Ridley taking over the reins as the top pass catcher for our team and a guy that's really relied upon to be like that Julio Jones, that go-to guy. Right now, I think Julio Jones still is the man on this team, but it's kind of a 1A, 1B type situation. Calvin Ridley's like right on Julio Jones's heels. Definitely, it's a Batman Robin type situation. And I definitely think that we have the best 1-2 punch in the game with Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. I definitely think that those guys are the best 1-2 punch in the game, hands down, or bar none. But I'm really proud of Calvin Ridley, the way that he stepped up this season, leading the team in receptions, leading the team in touchdowns. So shout out to him. I definitely think that he's going to be an Atlanta Falcon for a very long time. I know you guys have seen, videos and on sometimes on our shows. I've talked about, we didn't need Calvin Ridley the year that we drafted him. We kind of just drafted best player available when Thomas Dimitroff was here. I do think that we should have continued to build the defense, but don't get it twisted. Calvin Ridley is one of my favorite players on the Atlanta Falcons. I love the heart that he plays with. He's definitely a dog. You've seen him on Sunday. He was going back and forth with the corners and the linebackers and the defenders of the Saints. He is one of those guys that played at Alabama just like Julio Jones and was coached by Nick Saban. So he is cut from that Alabama cloth. And he was one of the best wide receivers in the collegiate ranks when he was there. And he's now one of the best wide receivers in the game in the NFL. So I'm really proud of Calvin Ridley this season and the way that he's continued to grow, continued to develop. It seems like every year he takes it to another level. To me, he's a top 3 route runner in the game, hands down. Him, Amari Cooper, Julio Jones, those guys to me are like the best route runners, technicians in the game. But I definitely think that Calvin Ridley, like I said, is going to be a superstar for years to come. I definitely think that he deserves to be in the Pro Bowl this year. He continues to prove week in and week out that he's one of the best in the league. The nice catch he had against Lattimore on the sideline on Sunday when he mossed it was just really a great catch by Calvin Ridley. And like I said, he's just a dog. He's one of those guys that I do think is going to be a key piece to helping the Atlanta Falcons get over the hump to winning a Super Bowl. But I just wanted to give Calvin Ridley some love. I definitely think, like I said, that he's been one of the bright spots this season, even though we're not having one of our best seasons, sitting at 4-8 record wise. I do think that Calvin Ridley is one of the best in the game. So shout outs to him. But with that being said, This been your boy Jew. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Calvin Ridley will eclipse the 1,000-yard mark? He needs 95 yards. He has 4 games to do it. I think he'll eclipse it pretty easily. I think he may get it this week against the LA Chargers. I do think that he could easily get over 100 yards receiving. But it's just shout outs to him. Shout outs to you guys for continuing to tune into the channel. I appreciate you, each and every one of you guys. Continue to hit that like, share, subscribe button. Definitely continue to hit that subscribe button for your boy. We're on our way to 1K. Definitely also go hit that like button and also that subscribe button at AFN, Atlanta Falcons Nation. We appreciate you guys continuing to tune into all of our shows that we do throughout the week. But with that being said, this been your boy Jew. I'll holler at you guys in the next video. I'm gonna have a lot more content coming for you guys. But this been your boy Jew signing out, and I'll holler at you guys. Peace and love. I'm out. Deuces.